The world is split between the haves and the have-nots based on how one answers these questions. Let's put you to the test, shall we? Here are 15 questions to ask yourself if you want to be wealthy. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Number 1. Do I really want this? Have I always wanted this? Do I know deep down that I'm going to be rich? Rich people know deep down that they are meant to be rich. Not everyone feels this way, but some people do. Some people have this anxiety in them, letting them know their life is not where it's supposed to be from a material perspective. Some people are scared of wealth and all that comes with it. So ask yourself, do I really want this? Number 2. Do I believe I can figure it out? Do I have the number 1 skill needed to make my life a playground? The ability to figure shit out on your own, to problem solve, to Google solutions and then put them into practice. 95% of life's problems are solved this way. If you rely on others for solutions, you always need someone to hold your hand. Well then, you might not have it. Number 3. Do I have the discipline required? Any goal worth pursuing will require you to show up every day for extended periods of time. Are you the kind of person that gets bored after the second or third attempt? Do you have problems committing to things? Because this is going to be really hard even if you do have what it takes. So ask yourself, can I find the discipline to put in the work even when I don't feel like it? Because that is what will make or break your goal. Number 4. Am I willing to sacrifice? Everything good in life has a cost. As long as you're willing to pay it, life will give you what you want. In most cases, you'll need to sacrifice the present. You're going to trade off hanging out with your peers, entertainment, most of your social life, and more in hopes that maybe you'll make it. It's one of those defining characteristics. Are you willing to take that risk, or would you rather live in the moment like 90% of people do? It's your call. Number 5. Am I willing to invest in my growth? Do you know how to buy food, clothes, and pay your bills to basically be alive and part of society? Well, if you're looking to be a part of the wealthy, there are more costs associated with the climb. One of them is the amount of money, time, and effort that goes into your growth. The average person doesn't spend anything on personal development, while the rich have a growth budget. They buy books, they go to events, they hire coaches. Wealthy people spend 5 to 10% of their income on personal development. They've been doing so since they were poor. That's why they're rich now. How much are you spending on giving yourself a shot at wealth? Sure, you're watching this kind of video, but outside of the time you're actively investing in yourself. Rich people pay over $20,000 to high-performance coaches per year to help them focus on their efforts. You're probably thinking, well, I don't have that kind of money. And we've got you covered. For the first time ever, we've made this luxury available to everyone. Go to alux.com/app right now. We've teamed up with world-class coaches, neuroscientists, and philosophers to offer you the same experience that was previously available only to the super rich, to everyone. Over 50,000 people have already downloaded the app, and they're growing while you're out there feeling stuck. It's $99 for a full year or $14.99 monthly. What if this really works for you? Start actively investing in yourself today and let us show you the way. Number 6. Am I willing to become someone worthy of money? Here's the thing. The person you are right now isn't worthy of wealth, so you need to become someone else who is. What kind of habits does that person have? What does their schedule look like? How do they dress? How do they talk? What do they read? All of this takes effort and will force you to become a new version of yourself. Are you willing to leave the current version of you behind and step into this new, better one? Number 7. Am I willing to leave the people holding me back behind? Remember this. If you're surrounded by 5 losers, you're the 6th. If you're surrounded by 5 millionaires, you're the 6th, or you soon will be. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. If you spend time with poor people, you'll be poor. It's simple. At some point, you need to realize that the people around you aren't going where you want to go, so you have to make a choice. You either stay with them and give up on your goal, or you go out there on your own. What choice will you make? Number 8. What would it mean for me and my family to not have to worry about money? Visualize this in its deepest detail. What would your life be like if you got there? Bottle up this feeling and put it on a shelf in your soul. Now, every time you feel like quitting, unmotivated, or things don't seem to go your way, revisit that shelf and remember what it would mean if you overcame this, if you did it anyway. Because life will be hard. Growth comes with growing pains. You need a good enough reason to keep going when others would quit. Number 9. What is my gift? Every person anywhere on earth has a gift. It was bestowed upon them at birth. For some, it might be an obvious talent, such as a nice voice, a pretty face, a strong body, etc. For others, it might be a lot more specific, like the passion of growing beautiful flowers, making places tidy, having a mathematical mind, or one of great creativity. Everyone has a gift. Your life will change through your gift. Figure out what it is and deploy it. Number 10. Am I coachable? If somebody came to you and showed you the way, would you be humble enough to listen? Or are you the arrogant type that has all the answers and there's nothing left for them to learn? Being coachable means putting progress over your personal feelings. It means you have the ability to listen to understand, not just to hear. It means that you're willing to put in practice what others are telling you is right. Ever wonder why even billionaires have coaches? Well, here's the deal. Earlier today, we just released a new learning pack in our app called Principles of Wealth Building. Everything that we've learned in the past decade from both our personal experience and that of millionaires and billionaires that we've learned went into this pack. Over 10 years of focused wealth wisdom available for only $24.99. Lifetime access. Or if you're the type to squeeze in as much value as you can out of everything you do, go to alux.com/app. Download it and sign up for either a monthly or yearly subscription. The monthly is only $14.99, and once the free trial ends, you'll receive access to the learning pack. All of our premium learning packs are available to those with an active paid subscription. Do with that information whatever you want. Let's see if you're actually coachable or not. Number 11. Am I willing to fail over and over again until I make it? People will laugh at you. They'll call you a failure. They'll call you cringe. It'll hurt. It'll seem like you're barely making any progress. Are you willing to put up with all of that and still keep going? If the answer is yes, then you're on the right track. So ask yourself, if this is the life I chose for myself, am I really going to quit after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years? If deep down you know this is what you're meant to do, you will never quit. Now this ties into our next question. Number 12. If this will take me 30 years, would I still do it? Windows of opportunity are not always open at the time of your most convenience. Are you willing to stick with it until opportunity eventually finds you? Are you going to be part of the culture and create the opportunity yourself? People have been digitally painting for 15 years until NFTs rolled around. Stan Lee's Marvel superheroes only caught on when he was 40 years old. Mr. Beast had been making videos for 10 years without much traction. And examples like them are plentiful. It might feel like you're not making much progress early on, but all of those tiny improvements will eventually add up. So trust the process. Number 13. How can I increase my speed of progress? Now that you know it's about making progress, the question becomes, how can I make progress faster? Anyone who's wealthy is obsessed by this idea of doing in 1 year what it would take others 5, 10, or 20 years. Reinvest absolutely everything. Reinvest the money coming in. Reinvest the time you earn. Work when others won't, so you can have a life like others can't. Number 14. How do I know I got there? How will you know you've made it? What metric will you use to measure success? When do you know you've crossed the line into the promised land? Many people don't think about the finish line. They don't define it. That's why you see people running an endless race, because their measurements are all screwed up. There's always going to be someone richer than you. So being the richest person to ever live is a foolish goal. Even if you get there by the nature of time, growth, technology, and culture, you'll eventually be challenged and overtaken. And all that self-esteem will take a massive hit. It happened to Jeff Bezos when Forbes said Elon was richer than him. Find an indicator to let you know that you've made it. Number 15. Then what? The last one on our list is post-wealth. You got your money, you sold the company, the book is a bestseller, you've made it. Now what? What will you do after everything you worked so hard becomes a reality? Will you sit down on a lawn chair drinking cocktails on the beach for the rest of your life? Is that it? In the process of building wealth, you'll discover that you derive purpose from work, that you genuinely love building and creating things. This single idea will radically change how you think about your life and your future. We hope that this video has provided some clarity and will aid you on your journey to having a positive impact on this world. And speaking of impact, as a bonus for those of you watching this video until the very end, you're a part of the ALUX story. Last week, a humanitarian convoy went to Ukraine on behalf of you, the true ALUXers watching our videos, downloading our app and buying our courses, supporting our channel in any way you can. This is the power of ALUX. Over 300 families from Odessa received a care package from you guys containing food and other necessities. We stopped by 2 orphanages taking care of children left without parents due to war. Another convoy went to the far east of the country in the war-torn regions at the border with Russia to provide raw materials and basic needs. We told you that we want to measure the success of ALUX based on the impact we can have in this world, and you are a part of this story just as much as we are. We're now working to build our first school, so know that when you subscribe to the app or even just by sharing our videos on social media, you are contributing. We're doing this. Let's build that school, ALUXers. If you want to be a part of all of this, write the word story in the comments and let's figure out how we can make this as big as can be. Last week, we had 2 humanitarian convoys in Ukraine. 300 families, including 2 children's homes in Odessa, and a second convoy at the Russian border at Sumy. You measure the value of a community by the impact it has in the real world. I'm both proud and speechless. None of this would have been possible without Mihai from Inimi, Farah, and Adra. Some people show up in your life at just the right time. Whoever said money doesn't buy happiness simply didn't give enough of it away.